young kid, and just like everywhere I went, like there was sounds, and I liked sounds. So I was like, yeah, I want to get involved in that.
Process that has been around for quite some time is called overdubbing. Overdubbing is a recording technique.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the OVRDUB Podcast. You're here with your host, J-Dub, and we're going through the layers with the players who help craft the magic and the music, and we're here with a special guest. My man, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Stef Nem, a.k.a. DJ Stef Nem.
Yes, sir. DJ Stef, what's happening, brother?
Chilling, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Living, man. It's nice, I'll be 36 on Wednesday. So.
Oh, man. Well, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. How's it feel to get younger?
Huh?
How's it feel to get younger?
Oh, dude, I feel younger every day. It's lovely.
I see, man.
As I got this, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, bro. I would pull. I mean, mine not even crazy, but yeah, we're not playing that game over here. I'm gonna keep my hat on. You know what I'm saying? But what we do here at this podcast, man, this is a dedication to audio engineers and producers and creatives, right? So to hop into it, what I want you to be able to tell the people is, how did you even get into music, and how did you get to the point of wanting to audio engineer? Like, where did that all come from?
So, I mean, I grew up in a household of music. Like, my mom, dad, grandfather, my grandmothers, everyone just played music when I was young. Like, from the Temptations to Michael Jackson to Billy Joel to Hootie and the Blowfish. Like, it was just a different. I was always a rhythm in my house. So I was just like, okay. And then when I was young, I picked up like cassettes. I was like, I need that. I like this. I need that. Then as I got older, obviously CDs. I just always loved different music. And as a DJ now, I have a playlist that's 16 days long. So I literally have like everything. And then one day I listened to a song and I was like, I think it was Changes by Tupac. And I was young. I was like,
shit.
I was like, yeah, I like the piano. How the way the vocals sat. And I was just like, I would like to learn how to do that one day. And yeah, I went to audio school in Manhattan. But yeah, like the beginning was just being around good music and like vibes as a young kid, and just like everywhere I went, like there was sounds, and I liked sounds. So I was like, yeah, I want to get involved in that. I like that.
Right. Nah, that's fire, bro. Because if you think about it, you know how creative of a mind you need to have to be able to say, yo, I'm doing this, I'm hearing all these sounds, and I want to craft these together myself, or mix this or position these sounds a certain way.
Just to be a part of it. That's why.
To be a part of it. Like that, you'd have a really creative mind, in my opinion. So that's awesome. That is awesome. What I do think, though, since you said that you went to school in Manhattan, well, what's the school that you went to, if you don't mind me asking?
Institute of Audio Research.
Oh, that's okay. I bet. Yeah, I know actually one other person that went out there.
Man.
Shout out to y'all, man. Was there any challenges that you faced going to audio engineering school? What type of things that you have to deal with? You said, what is it?
The trains.
Oh, man. So
I was living in Jersey City.
You got any stories?
Oh, man, we can be on here for hours.
All right, man. Let's give us one good one. Just give us one good one.
So I remember when I first moved to Jersey City, and I was like a new kid in New York. I was like, all right, hopped on the PATH train, got off at the wrong stop, didn't know where I was. And it took me about 2.5 hours to get to 9th and University, where the school was.
Yeah. Damn.
But after that, it took me 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But once you learn your way.
I was just like, But music-wise, like at school, it was being around a lot of people that were amazing at like guitar players, drummers, who could sing. I just walked in there. I was like, yeah, I can rap a little bit.
Hey.
Didn't know how to touch a keyboard. Didn't know, like, they taught like music theory and all that stuff there. So I didn't know what a certain note, G cliff note, like I didn't know that. So like that was my biggest obstacle, was like learning the actual, like, sound wise. Yeah, put me in front of a keyboard. That sounds cool. But like actually learning how to like put that into a grid, I guess, would be like the It's like, whoa, this is a little more sophisticated than I thought. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I was sleeping on this shit. This is a little different.
It's science, bro. It really is.
Yes, yes, sir. Wow.
Like
I'm
audio
glad you said that.
engineering. Like you're an engineer in audio. Like
Yes,
it's,
sir.
you know what I'm saying?
How important do you think that should be to people, maybe specifically to an artist, to understand that it's a science?
I think more important than they think, because people like, especially some artists that don't understand the background of engineering and like what goes into it, they kind of just walk into and they just like, oh, I'm just gonna record
Yeah.
and make me sound like this. And
Right.
I'm just like, okay, saying, hold on. Like,
Hold up, Nip.
yeah, hold up. There's a lot that goes into it, compression, EQ, and then you start. It's funny when you start saying that language, and they look at you funny. What? It is like
Talk about
engineer to engineer. We could have a conversation, and someone standing next to us that doesn't do audio engineering and be like, "What are they talking about right now?"
We sitting there geeking out about this shit, and they looking at us like, "Yo, fuck is they talking about?"
As an audio person, like I said,
right.
It really is. It's science. It's a different language, and like I said, some artists, they come in, they record, and they just expect like
You know what though, and I think that that's actually a good segue. That, in my opinion, that's one thing I think artists should really take into consideration, is learning the language of the studio, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, I learned from the shout out to Ben Thomas. One thing I learned from Ben Thomas, it was an example. He said, if you go to Mexico, right, you could get around, but imagine how difficult it would be if you don't know the language. Trying to speak to the people, ask for a cab or something like that. That's intense, right? Compared to if you actually knew the language, you could speak the language, speak to people differently, communicate better.
There's a whole different vibe already.
A whole different vibe, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think there's anything specifically that you would want to give to artists that they should say, that you would want them to learn as far as language in the studio? Maybe three things.
When it comes to like language, it's just like when people start saying, I want to sound like something, that's when I'm just like, oh.
The fuck?
Yo, listen,
I want to sound like Tory Lanez. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, get out.
Here go your money, man.
You already showed up, you got baby.
You want what?
One of those things where it's like everyone has a unique voice. So it's like when I engineer, it's like, okay, I hear you, and I want you to hear you, and everyone else to hear you. Sometimes like everyone wants auto tune and this and that. I'm just like, yo, hold on, let's play this back, and then we can do the fine changes. But then when I say, oh, I'm gonna throw EQ, like I'm throwing a compressor, what kind of delay do you want? They're like, what? Like just like small things like that.
Right.
You don't have to know the science of the room and how I'm but like when it comes to just like little things, like, do you want your voice you want boost high or low? Do you want me to do a low high end or high low? You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, oh, what? I don't know what that means.
Right.
So like learning the language is definitely important, because you can tell me like, yo, make me sound airy. I know what that means.
Right.
But that doesn't, I can't be like, yo, if I throw high EQ on you right now, okay, now I'm gonna throw a little reverb on there, but little millisecond delay. That's airy to me.
Right. No. But, and in this game that we play, bro, that could actually be exactly what you said. To me, that's what it means. You get what I'm saying? So, no, that's fire. I do agree that people should definitely learn some type of language, like in my opinion, right? Like you said, what type of delay you want? You want an eighth note? You want a fourth note? You want
quarter note? You want
quarter
a long half note? Like, what do you want? Like,
you know what I mean? What type of reverb? You want a hall? You want a plate? Some of that.
A room? You want?
You get what I'm saying? So,
small,
or so though in that aspect, I think that it would behoove an artist to.
First off, shout out to Keith Brown right now. He just texted me. Shout out to my boy Dobson.
Yo, shout out to my boy, man. Yo, what up, bro?
Brown. We always working, man.
Yo, and y'all, matter of fact, y'all need to go stream their music video. What's the name of y'all latest music video that y'all put out?
Oh yeah, that's a joint on YouTube.
What's the name of that for?
Hold up. We did it over the J. Cole joint.
Oh, y'all did it over the J. Cole joint?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Killed it. Hold up. I got the actual. Because Ricky Curry shot it for us.
Yo, shout out to my boy Ricky Curry, man. Yo, listen, if y'all need a visual done, shout out to my boy Ricky
Yo,
Curry,
he's a
man.
beast. Yeah, Dobson and Steph show you how. Hunger on Hillside.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, that video
I
came
don't know
out
if they,
crazy.
you can even hold that up to the camera. I don't know if they can see it or not. But
Yeah, the joint out here.
oh
Come
yeah,
on
yeah.
now.
Come on now. Yeah.
Fire. Check it out. Shot at Back Square Brewery. That was a good day. Shot at Hughes School. It was crazy too, because like we became friends over music, which is
Mhm.
wild. You know what I'm saying?
So with that being said, right, would you say that you became friends with a lot of people through music? Was it
Oh,
more
I feel like 95% of my friends are because of music.
now? With that being said, which is actually awesome, would you say it's because you were you connected them through an audio engineer position as a
I
rapper,
mean both.
or
I mean
both?
just in
Okay,
life in general. Like everyone likes good music.
that's
So
right.
like if I'm out somewhere, like there's good music playing, it's the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And I have millions of friends
Hmm.
because of audio engineering. Like especially living
Hmm.
in the city, that was like the mecca of it. In Pittsburgh, out here, like you know what I'm saying. It's just like music. I feel like music is like sports. If you're
Mm.
involved, you're gonna
Talk about it.
coexist. People, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, definitely have met a lot of great people. Because think about it, it's creative.
That's right.
So like to be involved in the music world. I won't say the industry because that's a the
Yeah,
music
that's
world is it's a good place to be. Industry I wouldn't say the most.
and you know what's the downside of that, in my opinion, my man, is that one, that's where most of the direction of what we want out of this audio engineering is headed to. Like we start here, the music
And then we
then
want to
goes
be
out, and a lot of
yep.
time is where the big bag is people in the industry. Granted, you got indie labels, but more than likely, I think a lot of people would love to record, mix for an
Oh yeah, big
for you
studios,
know what I'm
big
saying.
venues. I'm just saying though, like in the
But
music world, this is a music world, and I feel like the music industry is this. You know what I'm saying? It's small,
yep,
but the
one
music
hundred
world,
percent.
there's people out there that are so talented that you know what I mean. It's crazy, and I've met a lot of people in my lifetime that should be in the industry, but you know what I'm saying?
Talk
It's
about
just
it.
it is what it is. But well, that's why when I use the word music world,
Hmm.
it's a
Yep.
bigger
like
frame
like
than
me and you
just
we're 100% in the music world, even though we
oh,
may
100%.
not be considered the music industry. You know what I mean?
Hey,
We're
it is an
100% in
industry.
the music world.
Make money off it. We're in the industry.
That is
We
true
don't
though.
the Met Gala or nothing like that, but
You know
we
what I
chilling.
mean? That's a fact. So, but one question I did want to ask you, right? If we move along to what is your opinion about, or the definition of being responsible, and how responsible should an audio engineer be when they're in the studio?
If it is it your studio or just in a studio?
So in a studio, it can be definitely your studio, but I think because a lot of engineers don't own the studio, right?
Yeah, so like I'm at like Quad or something like that. I'm
Right,
just
right. You know what I'm saying? And I come in
um
for a session. You just working at the studio.
I mean I say nothing.
Mm, wow.
If it's your session and I'm just your engineer, I was taught in audio school to
Hmm.
not give your opinion.
Really?
It's one of those things like as studio etiquette. If their session, I'm the engineer. They're in the studio. I hit the red button. They do what they want to do. Whoever's there with them, like, okay, here we go. We want this. We want that. We want that. Okay, I play
Hmm.
it back. If they like it, and I call it a day.
Wow.
Now, if it's my studio and I know who's here, hell yeah. Yo, do that shit.
Yo,
Hold up.
I'm about to
Man.
speak the fuck up. Shit was
You're right.
garbage,
But
nigga.
yeah, no. If I'm in a professional studio session, no, I'm not saying absolutely nothing. I just push the buttons and hit the record, move the faders, and if they like it, they like it. If they don't, it's not on me.
So let me ask you: have you ever been in? Do you have a story or a time where you were in the studio with somebody
Oh yeah.
and
All
they
right, here we go.
asked you for an opinion? How did that go?
Um, I was working with a reggae group down in
Okay.
Brooklyn, and long story short, it was a 2-hour session. They were there for 10. They're paying for it, not me. And they smoked and drank for about 8 hours.
Damn.
I mean, I was chilling. Don't get me wrong. It was a good vibe. But like I said, I'm not paying for the studio session.
Right.
They go in. I hit the button. They record. They got through probably, I want to say, maybe half the verse and part of the hook. And it sounded terrible.
Damn.
Like bad. Like it was bad.
Trash, man.
Like, you know, they say you can't make shit shine.
Facts.
Hey, I'm still getting paid. So whatever. But yeah, they
true.
They paid a lot of money for the studio time, recorded absolutely nothing, and it like sounded just bad. And I just remember being like, wow, I hope no one ever does this ever again. Because like it was aggravating. Because I'm like, I'm ready to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. 8 hours later, these dudes walking out the studio, blah, 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 blah. It was like a party session.
Right.
Not a fan.
I understand that. I've been in a few party sessions, so I definitely know where you're coming from with that. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you came. This is all the time you come prepared, but you know when you come fully prepared to like do your job to the thousand.
Lay it down. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? And then that just don't happen. It's like, damn, son. Like, fuck. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think that what some of you touched on was actually very vital that people should be aware about is that stop wasting even your own time. Stop wasting time, period. The studio world is not made for people to waste time.
I mean, there's times where I've been in the studio like, yo, we chilling. Yeah, 100%. But like, if we got a session, like, yeah, let's go to work, man. Let's make some music.
Right. Even though I'm getting paid still, y'all, just please understand engineers that take their job serious do care about your music. We want to be able to do the best job we can do. So as long as you on point, we on point. You feel me?
Exactly.
So facts. Now, to switch gears a little bit, right? I want to educate people and let them know that our job is actually a lot more stressful than they realize. So have you ever had a time, and if so, can you give us a story about where you maybe felt a little anxious or came about over some anxiety while you were in the studio dealing with maybe your own project, another client's project, maybe trying to meet a deadline in the studio?
So when I was at audio school, we actually got to work with the singer of Mamma Mia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I have Broadway credits.
Yo, let's fucking go. Yeah, talk that. Trying to be all humble and shit. Trying to say that shit on the low. Nah.
It was just funny. So it was a final project. It was 4 of us in the studio, and comes in and sings his part. And me and my boy, shout out to Ryan Blanco. Me and my boy Ryan were like the only 2 in our group that were like, we get it.
Right.
The other 2 were just kind of like patching cables. Like, yo, stop. So me and my boy Ryan pretty much ran this session.
Right.
And came out sounding phenomenal, but it was funny because it was a final project. So like we had a deadline for school.
Right.
Well, Mamma Mia wanted a different deadline. So
man.
That was probably one of those times I was like, oh shit, this is Broadway, bro. Right. We gotta finesse this. Yeah, they use it on Broadway. It was 2010.
Well, that is now. Damn, man, 14 years later, that's awesome.
Shout out to Mamma Mia.
Nah, for real, shout out to Mamma Mia. Shout out for that whole opportunity for you, bro. Because
that was cool. That little situation definitely got my foot in the door because, like, oh, who mixed this? I'm like, oh, Stef check. I'm like, oh shit.
Nah, that's fire, bro. I think with that though, I think not enough engineers realize the power they have. Like you said, to be able to connect with that person because of something you did that came technically from you and your man's brains, your skill set. But to be able to, like I was kind of touching on earlier, to help the song resonate or the music itself resonate with the people because it sounded a certain way. Yeah. Imagine if that shit sounded crazy, muddy, wasn't hitting right.
Well, it wouldn't have been on Broadway.
My man would have been on Broad Street on the east
Broadway.
side.
Not on Broadway.
You know what I'm saying? We would have been around the way of just being broad. Fuck that.
I've been on 50. I've been on 51st, chilling.
You know what I mean? Type shit. So now I feel that, to be honest, bro. So definitely shout out to you for the opportunity with being on the Broadway situation.
Back like we never left, bro.
All right. So I'm just gonna try to just make sure the last thing we was talking about was do's and don'ts in the studio.
Yes.
So, all right, so 3, 2, 1. All right, bro. So one thing I wanted to get into next is just talking about the do's and the don'ts of either your studio or any studio that session you were part of.
Definitely do's. Like I said, it was like being ready, just like walk in, have your beat ready. Like I said before, sending a beat to an audio engineer like a day or two before a session is always nice because like when you show up, the sessions go. Big don't for me, especially at my home studio, is if you want to record, I'm not a fan of having like 40 people. Hold on a second. Yo, let me call you right back. Hey, what up? I'm in a podcast with my man Dub. Let me call you back. All right. So having like a whole bunch of people in the studio is just distracting.
Right.
I've worked with artists that like that environment, but I feel like there's always that one person that when it's like a perfect take.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, no.
Nah, I feel that.
Yeah, no,
I feel that.
I don't like sloppy drunks. Like I'm always down to drink in the studio, but like if you're recording and like you're drunk, that's never fun. So I hate the whole like, yo, do that again, let me do that again. I mean, just I don't know. Like I said, I like creating a good vibe, especially when making music, because I feel like good music is always made in a good environment. So if you don't have a good environment, it's not going to be what you want it. A lot of people will hear it here, and then they hear it here, and it's like, ugh.
No, I feel that, and honestly, that's actually a good thing to highlight about what people hear, right? So what people need to understand about what audio engineers is that it's not like we could be born with some extra super power hearing, but really what it comes down to is just a matter of training, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally have to sit there and train our ears to hear certain things, to hear how muffled the low end, the high end, how harsh that could be. You know, all that takes time.
Yeah.
You know, so with that being said, bro, like what type of training, if you can describe any type of training you've actually been through, whether it's in school, outside of school, what type of training just kind of correlated with how you became so good at audio engineering, how skillful you are?
I had a professor at IER that my first semester there, and he did a hearing test where he did like that beep sound.
Okay.
And it higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like the higher the hertz, obviously you can't hear it. And then he went lower. And I was just like, that's kind of crazy. And it was funny because he was like, yo, that sound just went from 15K to 500. And I said, wow. And that's pretty much where you work at as an audio engineer. You work from like 500 hertz to 15K. And I was like, you can hear that. Anything under 500, it's like, you got to be, that's crazy. And anything higher than 15, that's kind of crazy too. And I was just like, wow. When he said that to me, he's like, yeah, you're working in that box, 500 to 15. And I was like, interesting. So that's definitely trained my ears, because obviously when I mix, I get rid of that low end, gone. I don't want to hear none of that. Up to like 400, depends on the type of music I'm doing, but 500 is where I really start playing with the low end, because like that's, you can hear. And then 50K is where I play with the high end, but it's fun to play with the 20K and louder, but 15 to 500 is really where the normal human ear hears sound. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So when you say you play with the low end at 500, are you talking about on a master? Are you talking about on individual tracks? Are you talking about specifically vocals?
Like if it's a bass drum, I have a a lot of fun with that. If it's a kick drum, a lot of fun with that. It depends. Like if it's a vocal, if you have a higher singer, I might turn up the lows a little bit just to give a little more bass to the sound. Opposite. You have something that's a low vocalist, I might turn down the low end, turn up the highs just because they'll give a more, like I said before, airy sound. So it depends on the instrument or the voice where I really get into the EQing of that. But the low end is not fun.
Man, I got nightmares trying to mix low end sometimes, bro.
Yeah, it's because it's such a. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the 808 and the kick relationship, bro. Man, that's just a bitch, bro.
Yeah, it's just because when you have it sitting in the pocket perfectly, you're just like, yes. You know what I'm saying?
I do, man. I do.
It's just the low end's tough. Highs you can fuck with because it's more of a resonant, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Sibilant sound.
Right.
Whereas the low end is not. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. No, that's actually 100% true. Like, and then on a scientific level, the bass notes actually are longer than the higher notes. For people who understand
the notes are quick.
Bass, you get what I'm saying? So when we hear those long, long notes for the bass end, it can fuck with you more, especially when you have, let's say, a long 808 with a shorter kick. Again, the relationship between those two for me is a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So,
and the best part too is when you're mixing for a long time, everything starts to sound the same.
Yes. Yo, speaking of that, bro, have you ever or have a story about when you came, or let's say you was working long hours in the studio, right? Then came back the next day with fresh ear and listened. Whoa, so like crazy. Like, yo, I did this and I thought this was fire the other day. I thought this was cool. Oh, nah, it's just
all
terrible.
Audio engineers that out there that want to be an audio engineer, I will always say 2 hours of mixing, it's like a workout. It is a workout. No one wants to work out for more than 2 hours. 2 hours is a basketball game, normal baseball game, football game. Like you play for 2 hours. Same thing with mixing. 2 hours is my cutoff now because after 2 hours, I start hearing sounds that aren't even there. And I'm just like, but yeah, after like a half hour, I'll walk away.
That's a Denver nugget right there, because that's actually a very good. I'm glad you said that, bro. A lot of people need to hear that right there.
Because it's like even after a half hour, I'll stop it. I'll stop the session. Like, okay, all right, let's breathe for a second, silence, and then I'll hit play again, and everyone hears something different. It's like, ooh, I don't like that part. You liked it 10 minutes ago.
Facts, and that happens all the time, dog. For real.
So, like, I feel like mixing, especially if I'm mixing alone, 2 hours is my max. If I get to about an hour and a half, I'll stop it, walk away, do something else, put another song on, and then come. Then it's funny, you're right, because I'll push play and be like, "Oh my god,
the fuck?
Yeah, what is this,
nigga? This is who? This is me?
What?
Oh nah, hell nah.
I hate this track.
I quit.
Never want audio engineer again. I mix this. Jesus Christ.
Well, right. So since we on the just kind of being funny right now, I want to introduce a segment, man, which I think would be very fun for you. It's called The Company We Keep. So we have 3 companies I want you to choose from for audio engineering plugins, and you can only choose 3 of them and the reasons why you choose them.
Okay.
So which 3 plugins? The company though, the company of the plugin. Which 3 companies of audio plugins would you choose if you had to choose for your arsenal?
First off, stock.
Stock. Wow, you're the first person to say that. Stock plugins. Okay, talk about it.
If you know what you're doing, audio wise, you need to spend a lot of money. It's actually cool because all these other plugins that they sell you for $250, this, that, it does the same thing. It's just easier to me. Like, okay, if I set up these different plugins that I paid for, it kind of does the work for me. But yes, I'm a stock guy. I've always been a stock guy.
Okay.
I've never actually reached out the bag really in my audio because of the knowledge I have musically when it comes to audio engineering, how to compress the right way, it's the same thing. And
Okay.
it's free by the program. Boop. I literally have what I need. Auto tune. I know how to do that. Compression. I know how to compress a vocal to a kick drum. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so yeah, I save a lot of money that way. I am not
This is
a
awesome. Awesome information.
plug-in pay guy.
I
I'm
mean,
a
I can't fully agree with that because I know I am, but definitely
I'm a
glad.
stock guy.
Nah,
It's
that's
just like I
awesome,
said,
bro.
like going to IER, man, it was an experience, and like I learned how to use any DAW you want to use. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
can be Pro Tools, it can be
Yeah,
Logic, it can be whatever. But whatever stocks they have there, you can do
yeah.
so much, and it's kind of crazy.
Nah, honestly though, bro, that's actually pretty awesome because people really do sleep. Even me, fuck it. Let me be honest, man. Even me, sometimes I sleep on the stock plugins. Like, and let's just
Not
put it on the
bad.
let's just put it on the record, right? Y'all, I'm a FL Studio guy. You know, I can't lie. And I'm gonna just ask you real quick, what type of DAW you fucking with these days, bro? Pro Tools, I'm gonna take it.
Pro Tools, Logic Pro X.
Logic Pro X. You know, I got a lot of people. Shout out to my Logic users. For this project that I'm working on with my man, shout out to June Jux. We're recording most of this, if not all of it.
Shout out to June, yo.
Yo,
Yo,
shout
shout
out to
out to
June
June.
Jux,
That's
man.
my
Yo,
guy right there.
yo, shout out to June, bro. In fact, yo, I got
That's
some
my guy right
cuts I
there.
want to show you, some records I want to show you with him and I on it. But you know, with that being said,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get him on the podcast too, because he's another audio engineer that
That's
he knows what he's doing. But the point of me
Yeah, he's
bringing
a
him
beast.
up,
Yo, he's a beast.
huh?
It's like he's a beast for sure.
Oh nah, 100%. Like yo, you him, like bro, these are some of the people that which is important, right? To kind of segue. If I was just to focus on rapping more, bro, it's people like y'all who I can really trust in, and which is very important because as an audio engineer myself, bro, I already feel like, yo, just record it, give me the stems so I can take home and do it myself. I'm gonna save y'all the trouble, but I also want to make sure that I got control. When I can relinquish that and delegate that to somebody else, bro, that's a blessing. It's not only just a job, but for me, that's a blessing because it's convenient and I trust y'all, so I can just focus
Thanks.
on one job. If I just want to be the artist, the rapper, whatever,
That's
I can
it.
just
That's
focus
right.
on that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
let me spin my shit. And yeah, y'all take care of the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we had stock plugins. What's another company that you would choose for, if any, if you had to choose? Let's say if you were just trying to experiment, what type of companies did you hear that might have some good plugins? If you since you're just pretty much a stock guy.
Well, I can't really say on the record, but I have some friends in the city that pirate everything.
Hey, it's shit. Hey, cracking the plugins,
Hey,
man. Yo, auto engineers know about
man.
that. Cracking plugins, man.
I can't. The OVO sound list they have is fire.
Really.
Like the OVO plugin, I mean, it's not bad.
So hold on. Maybe you put me. You said the OVO plugin. This is an actual plugin called the OVO plugin, or am I missing something?
No, it's through OVO. It's literally a compressor, EQ, and a delay, and it's not bad.
Really?
I haven't purchased it yet, but I've been in studios that have worked with it, and I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Yo, live on the OVRDUB podcast, JW got put onto a whole new plugin I knew nothing about. The OVO plugin, you said the EQs, compressors, like pretty much all the basics in one plugin, like a strip, if you will.
One plug.
Wow.
That's it.
Oh man, listen, as soon as I get off this motherfucking podcast. Yo, listen though, man. I hope this shit got a trial run and all that, man. Shit. And if not, yo, hey yo, Steph, man, who the fuck you sells pirating shit?
Yeah,
Tell them niggas I need to drop right now, son.
I'm my boy up, like, yo, send it.
Yo, yeah. The only thing is if you use Mac, because I'm on PC, so you know, shout out to my PC users. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you gotta get that MacBook.
But
Mac
you know
life
what?
all day,
Listen,
bro.
so in fact, I was thinking about it. There is somebody I know in the area that's selling a MacBook. I forget what year it is, but I was considering it just for for stuff like that. The only thing is that what I'm kind of concerned about, which could kind of segue into my next part, is workflow. Right? Workflow is so important in my opinion as an audio engineer because everything happens so fast, bro. So, do you have a particular workflow when you audio engineer? Is there certain steps that you always, or maybe start with, end with, kind of in the middle with, anything like that? Just maybe a certain workflow that you might always have.
In the studio process, or just
Yes, yeah, absolutely in the studio. Well, we could talk about both, but I was talking about the studio, like, type of workflow. But outside of the studio, actually, is very important, which we're gonna get to.
I mean, in the studio, yeah. I mean, like I said, if I get a session done, recorded, and kind of mixed with the artist in about 2 hours, half, yes, that's a good session. Like I said, like earlier with the.
Do you start with a template, or do you always start from scratch?
Oh no, I start raw all day.
Okay.
See, things with templates, I feel like you can get caught up in a template and use the same template all the time. It's like, okay, here, it doesn't matter who the artist is, like who, like I like even when I DJ, I go with the crowd. So when I mix, I like working with the artist straight up vocal, boom. Then go in from there. Like, okay, my mix chain changes every time. Sometimes I'll use the EQ first. Sometimes I'll use the compressor first. Sometimes I'll put auto-tune. But just like every time changes. It depends on the artist. Depends on the vibe of the song. There's a lot that goes into my workflow when it comes to like mixing. But yeah, I always start. No, I'm not a template guy. I've worked with a lot of people that have templates.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, here, this is what we're gonna start with. There's days where I'll throw a compressor on the vocal as record. There's days where I'll throw an EQ or delay on the vocal. When there's days I won't. I don't know. It just depends on the vibe of the song, the artist I'm working with, and yeah, it's day to day, man.
Right. Nah, and day to day, project to project, I 100% feel you. I've been through that 1,000 times, bro. Especially when you're trying to get your workflow right. You can always experiment, trying new different things. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. I feel like in music, the best music is always done by mistake.
The great mistakes, bro. I promise you, yo. You just dropped the shout out to my boy Steph. He just gave y'all, listen, some of the best musical things that didn't happen were mistakes, bro. I promise you. I promise you.
There's been a lot of times where I pushed the wrong button on accident and been like, oh, hold up.
Nah, honestly, I think that really is how a lot of great, especially when you in the studio with other people. Let's say the mistake happens, and everybody like, whoa, what was that? Yo, that's fire right there. But and then you get to almost act like, yep. Oh yeah, y'all fucking with that right there.
I'm about to do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, then they tell you to repeat it. You know what I'm saying? Do it on this part again.
In your mind, you're like, yeah, I fucked up, but did I? Not really. Sweet.
That's right. Listen, man, I tell you, the great mistakes, man. So that's actually a wonderful thing to hear that you also go through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? One thing I also want to touch on is how crucial is it for an audio engineer to realize or understand that he is a small business owner? How do you feel about the idea of small businesses and being a small business owner?
The way I work with a lot of people up here. I still work with people in the city, but it's all about networking you have with that person, that artist, and it's like I said, everybody's different. Like, I make money doing this. It's fun. I love it. The way I look at it, it's not a job. It is a small business, but it's not work. Like when I love it. It's a video game.
It's not a job, but it's not work. I love that.
You know what I'm saying? It's music. I love music. I love mixing. I love how it sounds before and after and before. So it's just like, it's definitely a process. It is work. Like I'm working on something. It's art, but it's not work to me. So it's just like, I don't know. It's love, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, I love this shit. I love what I do. And as a small business, it's very lucrative because I work with so many people that I'll mix a song and they'll send me the money. I'm like, thanks. Right. I don't have a manager. Like I'm saying, like I do this all by myself. Right. So like,
feel that
one of those things. People I work with, I trust enough that they like the product that I send them, and they, you know what I'm saying, in return, help me out. So it works out both ways. Like people get the songs they want to hear, and helps me put food on the table. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Nah, I respect that. which actually segues into another great question, right? So first, let me set the stage, right? So me personally, I've been through situations where trying to be in a relationship, bro, and being in this audio engineer life is kind of difficult for me. The reason was because it nothing was ever set scheduled as it should have and could have been, right? Most times if we have a job, we
Yeah.
know we're going, let's say from 9 to 5, we have a set schedule. Whereas, let's say as an audio engineer, we can get a call literally as soon as we get off this podcast, and then someone says, "Yo, I need 4 hours," right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got to do a job after I get off this podcast.
You get what I'm saying? So imagine that as far as
I got to off.
And much respect to you being busy too, because people don't need to understand with audio engineering, being busy is a good thing. When things start to slow down, that's when we start to kind of panic a little bit. Or not even panic. That's when we just start to reach out in our network, like, all right, man, maybe start cutting deals and all types of.
Yo, hold on. Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So, but with audio engineering, bro, how vital and how connected do you stay with your family? How important that is to you? Like, what maybe might even be some advice that you would give to somebody of how they can organize their life with music and their families so you still not stretch so thinly between both and everything else.
What I do, my daughter just turned 4. So
happy belated birthday to her too, brother, man.
Yeah, April 28th, man. I'm getting old, bro.
You shit, nigga. I got teenagers, almost grown ass men out this motherfuckers.
Yeah. So what I do, especially when I have my daughter, I always make sure she's in the studio. Like she loves it in here. Like she loves music. Like I record her. I have probably about 5 hours of just her talking shit. That I'm definitely gonna play at her graduation party.
Fire. That's fire.
But like, you know what I'm saying? So like what I would say is like if you're involved in music, get your family involved in music. Everyone it's just I send everything I do to my parents, and my mom is my biggest critic. I just sent her a track I did. She's like, nope.
Straight to the punch, baby. Nope.
Yeah.
Nah, what if she hit you back like, son, this shit is wild trash. Stop playing.
Yo, that's pretty much what she said. She's like, nope, well, not like that one, Stefan. So shit. But yeah, it's just
time to hang it up.
It's like redo that. Okay. The low end needs a little touching. I'm like, oh,
if your mom would have pointed that out, bro, she'd be the honey, the low end is just a little muddy. Like, what?
That's right. It's a little muddy down there.
Imagine if you got mad. No, the fuck it ain't.
What?
After 2 hours.
This shit.
Matter of fact, you come make this shit, ma.
But yeah, no, I'm just saying when it comes to like music and your family, I would just say get them involved, man. Like,
wonderful.
Like I did when I was touring and shit. When I was in Jersey doing shows. I was in the city.
Oh, you was on tour?
My parents came down and supported. Yeah, I was all over the place, man.
You really humble with that.
Pittsburgh, New York, Brooklyn, I was in Jersey City. I was all over the place. I was on Long Island, but it was just like if my parents could make it, you know what I'm saying? They'd hit me up like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm down in Soho tonight with Organic Sound," and she'd be like, "Okay, we're coming down for the weekend." Like, okay.
Fire,
you know
fire.
So like. It's just, I don't know, like literally every project I work on, I always send to my mom. My dad can't really hear well, so I'm sending him the songs. So he'll be like, yes, that sounds great. But like my mom, she tells me how it is, that's for sure.
Oh, that's dope, bro. That is awesome, honestly. And I know for me, man, back in the past, trying to for all my audio engineers out there trying to find love in this game or we're trying to play this game, for me, it got a little sticky because, for example, I used to make the mistake of, let's say, all right, I'm going to be done at 7. Session ends at 7. Now they want an extra hour, maybe 2.
Never ends at 7.
You get what I'm saying? But now, I try to reach out to my girl or, somebody I'm trying to build with. Hey, listen, I know we were supposed to go to dinner at 8, but now they, you know what I mean? Now, so have you ever even been through a little bit like that as far as scheduling wise and people want to extend the time and you had to sacrifice time with maybe a lady or someone you're trying to build with?
The worst part is being an audio engineer and being in the studio and being around music and good people and good vibes, you lose track of time.
Ooh, talk about it.
So, like, there's been a lot of times where, you know what I'm saying, my phone hasn't been next to me or whatever, and I'm jamming, who's recording? Knicks sounds good. I'm like, ooh, and all of a sudden it's 3 hours later, and I got 10 missed calls. Like, where you at? And I'm like, oh. Then you got to explain, like, yo, listen to this. I don't want to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, 100%.
Man, so you know what it's like, man. I'm telling you, dog. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think that audio engineers, producers, any type of real creative, it is important for us to understand that this is not everything. And although we want it to be mostly everything, because that's how we're gonna pay our bills and feed our family, we should still honor them enough to not always put this shit over them. And I'm guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we should, as a union, come together and just understand that your family is the most important thing over this. You know what I'm saying? 100%. And then I think also just to highlight what I'm gonna even do more is getting my family more involved in it. So I appreciate and thank you for even saying that, because that's a very good jewel to give to these people. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a question for you that's probably gonna make you laugh a little bit. All right. So if you had to choose, and then if this opportunity was gonna catapult your career, right? You can either choose to record Kendrick's all of his diss tracks or Drake's and all of his diss tracks. If you had to choose, which would you do?
Can I say it from an audio engineering aspect?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Okay. As an audio engineer, better quality of music was Drake. Sounded more professionally done, but Kendrick, I feel like, walked into a room and was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna rap, and this is what I'm gonna sound like." There's no let's get into it. But right now, I'd probably have to go Kendrick.
So if they say, "Hey, you want to record Kendrick's diss tracks or Drake's diss tracks," you would chose Kendrick.
I'd have to go Kendrick, just because I feel like that's. I mean, Drake is the bigger superstar. Let's not get it twisted, but Kendrick's the better rapper.
Kendrick's better rapper than Drake. Y'all heard it here first on the OVRDUB Podcast, man. Go ahead.
He's a better rapper. When it comes to like rapping, Kendrick is better than Drake.
I feel that word.
As a superstar face, like mogul, Drake, it's Drake, bro. But yeah, if I had to walk in the studio with either one of them, I feel like a studio session with Kendrick would be a lot more fun than a studio session with Drake. Because I feel like Drake would be like, "Yo, redo that. Do that." Whereas Kendrick would be like, "Yo, play that shit. I want to record this shit, and then we're gonna get it popping." You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. So, and you know what's so crazy about that too, bro, is I think, for example, the "Not Like Us" song, from an audio engineering point, bro, it's like it sounds good, but the vocals sound just, I mean, a tad bit on top of the beat, and maybe that's on purpose. Maybe that was on. I don't know.
Fuck with it, because I feel like the beat's good, but I want you to hear me.
Right.
And that's why I feel like with the Drake always makes. It's funny because even when he did back to back and all that, those are like good songs. Like, those are radio ready songs. Where I feel like Kendrick took it back to the essence. Was on some like, yo, I'm on some old school computer microphone. I'm on this shit and make fun of you right now. And
on a modern 2024 mustard beat and shit.
It's just like, I'm just gonna rap. That's why I was laughing.
Nah, I feel that, bro. No funny shit. One of the last things I want to ask you, bro, is who are some of your audio engineer icons and inspirations? Maybe even producers too.
Shout out to Steve Eigner. Steve Eigner is my number one, day one. So funny story about Steve Eigner.
Let's hear it, man. I want to hear it.
He was one of my Mix 1 professors at audio school. I missed my train. Missed it by like 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
I ended up being late for Mix 1 my first day, so I had to sit in the back. And he walks in the classroom and he's like, "I'm Steve Eigner. I'm going to be your Mix 1 professor. Does anybody know who I am?" And obviously, no one raised.
No, the fuck we don't.
Who are you, sir, bro? And he goes, "Do you guys know who Nelly is?" So obviously, everyone's hands goes up. It's 2010. Nelly's popping.
Right.
So he goes, "Yep, I am Nelly's audio engineer. I played bass line on Pimp Juice and all of the country grammar songs." And all of a sudden, I'm like, as a Nelly fan, I'm like, "Oh shit!" So after that, I definitely left about an hour early for class because I want to sit in the front. Because that one day in the back, I'm like, he ain't gonna see me back here.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, but me and Steve Eidner still stay in touch to this day. That's my guy. Audio engineer wise, besides that, I mean, there's millions, man. I feel like my boy Tay Cinco, shout out to Tay Cinco. My boy Brandon, he in Florida right now. I went to audio school with him. He's a genius. You,
appreciate it.
Or you one of the goats.
I mean, appreciate it.
I mean, ID Labs had a bunch of great. I mean, shit. I mean, even shout out to Nazi. Nazi's doing his thing.
Yo, shout out to Nazi, man.
Yo, he's doing his thing.
He was on the first episode of the pod.
Yo, shout out to Nazi, man. He's one of the he's a good dude, man. He makes good music. Much respect to Nazi, dude.
Nah, fuck Nazi, man. Nah, he owe me $20, bro.
Yeah. I need that.
Yo, I need my shit, bro.
Shout out to the Dream Labs, all that the studio got going over there. I haven't been there yet. I want to go.
Nah, yo, you should definitely go, bro. I personally love it. I've recorded over there, and
yeah.
Since you know him as a person, you already know that he's gonna make sure you're taken care of over there. I didn't have Twist engineer. Shout out to K Twist. I didn't have Twist engineer the session, but he was there too, and it was like, yo, 3 engineers. It was a dope vibe, bro. Good energy in the room.
I gotta check it out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So K Twist he's a genius too, man.
Yeah, man.
He's different. I fuck with him. I haven't met that, but like I definitely want to link with that dude and like work with him.
K Twist, if you watching this, man, why the fuck are you so goddamn mysterious, bro? Like,
no one knows.
I swear you are living when I say my life is like a movie, bro, yo, your life is really like that secret character that just knows everything with the secret power that you don't meet to the end and realize this is him? Like, nigga, what up, bro? Like the whole time, you get what I'm saying? So nah, K Twist is one of those characters, bro, where it's like, yo, his name is always buzzing in this circle, in this arena that we play in.
All he puts out is fire. It's like sounds good, mixing as well. Like
you like the audio wizard Kelly, my nigga. K Twist, you say that you like the audio wizard Kelly, bro.
Who are you, K Twist? Who are you, bro?
Yo, shout out to Twist, bro. I think he's on Cali right now too.
For Utica in this area, because there's so much talent up here. There's too much talent up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they do like that summer thing they do, and they have the artists and shit. But like, I feel like us as high end, I want to say engineers, artists, singers, we should do a Utica music festival. Like, I feel like, bro, it would definitely, Utica needs something more. Like, Utica is like on the brink, like it's here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But like, if we as creatives, I don't know, musicians, whatever, there's so much talent in this area, bro.
OD
that OD, and like no one really knows. Now it's funny because when I was in the city, I was playing Blaze shit. Shout out to Rilla. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out to Rilla. We was in the studio the other day.
Yo, like Wiz, shout out to Wiz. Yo, shout out to Wiz.
Shout out to Wiz. Shout out to my boy.
Mate, the thing is, like, there's artists up here, bro, that are just phenomenal, and like,
that's right.
I feel like not being heard. Whereas I feel like if we put on like a show, like if we put on a whole day long show, think about it. Starts at 1 and goes. Here you go. You got half hour.
Listen, I swear, bro, like you're a little bit more in depth with it, which is wonderful. But I had scat ideas, if you will, about something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give too much because I want to make sure when I come, I want to come correctly and everybody knows. But just know, everybody, that what he's talking about is a wonderful idea, and I think that we are going to talk more about that so that shit can get fully in action.
Yeah, because the thing is, you got venues, you got food people up here. I feel like I said before,
ton of food up here.
A lot of music brings a lot of people together. So if you had a good music event, now you got people coming out in the community. You got food. You got like who does I don't know magic tricks come out. Like it's a whole event. Like it's a whole citywide event. And I feel like there's so many artists up here that could like do that. Like get on stage, rap, sing. You play the drums, you play the flute. It don't matter if you're talented.
Right.
Come on out.
Nah, I feel that for sure. Nah, honestly though, bro, that is a wonderful idea, and I'm fully on board. You know what I mean? We're gonna chat more about that.
Cornelius King, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Amos Donnell. That's my guy right there.
Word.
Singing
Yo, quick question, man. Yo, what's it like working with singers versus rappers, man? Audio engineering them, you know, because essentially there is a different approach, I'd imagine, right?
Rappers stay here pretty much, vocal wise. When a singer will be here and go here and then here, so I'm playing. Oh shit, we just peaked.
Oh, right. You know what I'm saying, man?
Oh shit. Okay, we got to redo that. Can't save that one. Getting their vocal range. And the thing is, what I do with singers is I won't tell them that I'm recording.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, yo, practice run about I'll record.
Yeah.
And that's how I get the vocal levels and everything involved. But whereas I feel like most rappers, they really like you don't really once they peak, you can turn down a little bit.
Right.
Singers, you gotta like
you gotta really ride that game. Yeah.
So once you go in that red, one of the best quotes I ever heard: "Red is dead." Audio engineers, red is dead.
Red is dead. You heard it here live on the OVRDUB Podcast, man. Red is dead. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it in the green.
So, you know, before we get up out of here, man, I definitely do want to thank you for coming on to the podcast. What I do, the last segment I want to, and I saved this for last, right? So as we talked about, you know, being sports fans, and to my knowledge, man, you know, since we both Knicks fans, shout out to the Knicks.
All day.
We up in the playoffs right now. You know what I'm saying? It's playoff time.
Yes, sir.
But if you had to, whether it's stock, whether it's third party, external, doesn't matter. What are your starting 5 plugins when you are dealing with, or your top 5 plugins, your MVP plugins? You know what I'm saying? What would you say they are?
Compressor EQ 1-2 all day.
Okay, I like that. Little dynamic duo.
All day. That's like the point guard, shooting guard. I'm always a fan of a little reverb just to get the room involved.
Yes, sir. Any particular reverb over another? Like, do you use maybe a room or a plate or a hall more than the other ones?
I'm a room guy.
You're a room guy. Got you. You gotta get some Valhalla in your life. With that being said, bro, stop playing with it.
Again, it depends on the song.
True.
Or the ad lib or whatever is going on in the situation. But yeah, I'm a room guy. When it's like a main vocal, yeah. I'm always a delay fan, but a short delay.
Short delay, copy.
Yes, like a quarter delay, but like way down. So it's not like in your face. But like when you say, you can hear it in the background.
There's your small forward, nice little low tuck delay. You know what I'm saying? What about any analog gear? Anything that just kind of maybe before the signal even hits the box? Anything like that?
I mean, if I go analog, it's got to be compression. Always compression, analog.
Always compressor. Got you. So you don't have any type of other preamps or EQs that hit before?
Analog compression. You know what it is with analog compression? It gives you that sound.
Like a grit maybe?
Yeah, it gives it like it fills in, like I said, take out that low end, that fills in that low end with that little bit.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
yeah.
So we got any saturators or anything else like that, bro?
Like I said, the cleaner the vocal, the better to me.
Understood.
Like, again,
so saturators got to sit the bench.
Yes. Distortion fan depends on the song. Again,
Right.
It's just, and number 5 would just be like pitch correction.
Yes, sir. Good shit.
That would be my starting 5 right there.
Got you. All right, man.
for 5 because if you're a good singer, rapper, I don't have to use it too much. But pitch correction is always needed because obviously no one's perfect.
Right.
And now 2024 and we have digital audio and all this other nonsense. I hate AI, by the way. If you use it, don't work with me.
Oh man, so you said if you use the AI to mix, you don't work with you?
Don't work with me.
Got you.
I want real hands on my board. You know what I'm saying?
Understood. You know, I'm split in the middle. I feel like if it works for the moment, especially if it helps your workflow, perhaps, right? And for an example, I would say, depending on what you're doing, right? It could either be, since we, like Isotope, they got like the auto leveling, you know what I'm saying? Certain stuff like that, or right? Depending on how many songs.
Working on an analog station where you had to cut tape.
Right.
And till where we are at now, it's like music. Look, I don't hate AI, but I hate AI.
I don't fuck with you. I really,
the love relationship, because I feel like where we're at now with music, I don't know, maybe one day we will not need an audio engineer anymore. You can record a song, put it into a portal, and it comes back mixed and mastered, which is pretty much happening now. And it's kind of crazy because, I don't know, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, way longer than that ago, these dudes was working.
Facts.
Making music. And I feel like now it's just getting to the point where you don't really have to know anything. And you could literally just hop up to a microphone, talking to it, send it somewhere, and it sends it back mixed. And it's like,
Right.
Like,
and you don't tweet none of it either? Like, yeah, no, that's wild to me.
Yeah. Where's the production in that? Where's the, I don't know, like it's I feel like AI can go in the wrong direction when it comes to
who gets the credit? The computer? Like, who do we write in the credits? Your computer? Your IP address? Like the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird. It's 2024, Dub.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So,
but shout out to the audio engineers out there that really mix and master and love the craft and love just music. Not any genre, don't matter what genre it is. And it's just, I love it, man. I really do. And I hope I can do this for a long time. That's for sure.
Nah, honestly though, man, and just to connect 2 points, which is very important. Job security, y'all. As adults, we all believe in job security. We need a job. So when we come down to talk about audio engineering and being an audio engineer, as my boy Steph just touched on, we're battling AI, something that could do our job, quote unquote, in seconds. You understand what I'm saying? Seconds. So imagine if y'all go to work, McDonald's or something, you had a robot who could flip your burgers, have the whole order ready in a minute, compared to y'all fucking up and getting that shit ready in 10. Like, yo, they're gonna go with the robot. You know what I'm saying? So, and at that point, y'all ain't got no more job. So at the end of the day, we need people. I want people to understand how vital we are to this world. Because remember, music is king in this world. A lot of us need music to even just operate, to get a clear head. Sometimes to be a distraction, a helpful distraction.
And yeah, the music's mental.
Yes, mental health is.
I work at a high school, so I always tell my students, like, yo, what's your favorite song? And they'll give me a wide array of their favorite songs. And I'm like, yo, when you're in a bad spot or you're like having a bad day at school, like, yo, listen to that song, puts you in a good vibe. And I tell them, I'm like, there's a lot that went into that song that makes you feel that way. There was someone that played the bass. There's someone that played the drums. There's someone that sang that song. There's a lot of components that go into making music. So it's like, that's why I appreciate the audio engineer. I appreciate the producer. I appreciate the artist. I appreciate who is just there to enjoy it. Like, music, that's why I say it's a music world, bro. It's not an industry. Yes, it is. There's a lot of people that make dollars, but it is. It's a music world, and I'm here for it all day. And it's just one of those things that I wake up every day. Even like the sound of a bird outside when I wake up is music. Like, this dude was just
like that
mowing his lawn over here. It's a sound. I could have recorded that shit and made a beat out of it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So there's sound everywhere. You hear things all the time, And one of the coolest projects I had when I was at audio school. My bad, I'm going on a rant.
Oh, no,
But
talk about it, bro. Talk about it. People need to hear this. People really need to hear this.
had to go out and record sounds.
Fire.
Like I walked around Manhattan with a little recorder,
Mm-hmm.
and got the taxi cabs. I got who's yelling at who. I got just the white noise sound of people talking. I got people who's yelling. I got a door closing. I'm like, oh shit, I made a beat out of it. And it was a cool thing ever because you think about it, there's sounds. Literally, there's no such thing as silence unless you sit in one of those rooms.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Them dead ass silent rooms.
There's no such thing as silence, man. And music is everywhere. And people who like, that's why I got into it, because life is sound. It really is.
You know what I'm saying? And I think personally, with that being said, since there's really no silence, everybody should also understand too that, yo, again, music is so important because when things do seem to get a little silent, that's when we become a little paranoid, anxious. So if you ever feel a little depressed, anxious, anything of the sort, yo, just put on, like you said, your favorite song, you know,
whatever.
something that just resonates and sounds good to you, you know what I'm saying? But also understand that it took somebody like us to make sure that it sounded good so you can enjoy it, to even soothe yourself, calm yourself, you know, to help yourself with your mental health, anything, you know. Music is a very, very big part of everyday life, you know what I'm saying?
One of the best engineers are the ones because they make it sound how they want to sound. Like, okay, artist wants to sound away, but us as engineers, we hear not just the artist, but we hear like the masses. Like, okay, this is what people want to hear. So it's like it's like a give take. Like, okay, you want it to sound like this, but let me try that because I feel like more people will vibe to this sound.
100.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
sir.
it's just it's a whole. It's not one person. It's a whole group. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's the engineer, it's the artist, it's the when you get higher ups, the manager, it's the agent, it's the record company, whoever you want to work for. By the way, engineers, don't sign a deal.
Oh yeah, before we get out of here, let's talk about it. Yo, let's talk. So you tell them not to sign a deal. Expand on that.
So first off, when it comes to the industry, the money that a lot of people think people see, they don't. There's always a percentage. I when I was working in the city for a little bit at a studio, I was there for hours and hours and hours and hours, and my paycheck was $300. Because that song or songs didn't really go anywhere. So it's not like an hourly rate, but when you sign something, make sure you know
What you're signing.
signing.
That's right, my man. With that being said, this is listen. This has been such a wonderful podcast. It's been a wonderful conversation, bro. I thank you for coming on. Where can the people find you at, bro?
I'm on Facebook, Stef Nem, Instagram, Stef Nem 22, Snapchat, bullshit. You know me, I'm out here, bro.
No, you're not. But anyway, nah.
You'll see me out. I'm out.
Everybody, this has been a wonderful conversation with my boy Stef, and this has been the OVRDUB Podcast. Stay tuned. Just like, comment, subscribe, do the whole thing. Hit me up for a mix, hit me up for a beat, hit my boy up for it. And we
gotta do a track, man.
Of course, bro, listen. So what I want you to do, everybody, also join the Discord, bro. I'm gonna send you the link for the Discord. What we can do, we can just collab back and forth. I'll cook some shit up, maybe even input type shit. Record right there, send it back, maybe even more post production. All that, bro. I'm with it. Let's get it, bro.
I got a 16 right now before I go out.
Oh, 16. Let's go. Game time.
First
audio engineer to spit a 16 on the show. Let's go, man.
I just wrote this the other day. I'm on my Drake shit right now. Hold on.
Let's talk. Let's go.
I just wrote this. Stand tall, never fall back. Hold on. Stand tall, never fall back. Get on my own too. Do it on your own so they can't control you. Shut down and quit is something that I won't do. So we shut shit down whenever we roll through. I'm gonna come out better no matter what I go through. Sit back and watch is something that I don't do. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's what they told you. But talk too much, the cats get closed. That's what they're gonna do.
Gonna
That's the
do.
way it is. Why is life this way? People want to hinge your life when you're getting paid. When you live life, yeah, that's a chance you take. But I'm gonna keep going hard till I'm in the grave. This life ain't easy, so it's hard to stay sober. What's going left when the fame is over? Because we won it all before the game is over, but we all just end up crying on the same shoulder.
Mm. Nah,
Real
that's
quick,
fact. Yo, I love it, Brody. I love it. And honestly, though, I resonate, like you said, and I'm crying on the same shoulder. So I know, yeah. So with that being said, dog, we're going to connect. Everybody,
yes, sir.
this is Stef Nem. I'm J
Hey,
Dub, and this is the OVRDUB Podcast, and we out.
yes, sir.